for joining us on Legacy Markets. On tonight's episode of Legacy Markets, we want to explore an area in our economy that focuses on education. On December 2023, the government of Belize, led by Education Minister Francis Fonseca, announced that it will fully cover the salaries of faculties and staff in all grant-aided secondary and tertiary institutions nationwide. The Grant-Aided Management Authority of Schools welcomed this news. Currently, there are 728 teachers at 30 grant-aided secondary schools, making up 50.7% of secondary school teachers nationally, and 151 lecturers at 8 grant-aided tertiary institutions, representing 53% of tertiary-level educators nationally. Here joining us today to talk more about the government's latest plan is Chief Education Officer of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science, and Technology, Ms. Yolanda Gongora. Welcome, Ms. Gongora.
Good evening. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes,
it's a pleasure.
Thank you. We are really happy to have you here with us to talk more about this new initiative, but really we want to take the time to also discuss some areas within your ministry that many teachers are not quite sure how they work, especially when it comes to pensions, gratuity, and retirement. So would you be able to define these terms in reference to working as a public servant?
Certainly. As teachers, we fall under a different pension act, which is Chapter 42, the Teachers Pension Act. And the Pension Act clearly stipulates the period that a teacher can get, the number of years a teacher can get a gratuity, and the number of years that a teacher can get both the gratuity and pension, which is 10 years for gratuity and 15 years for pension. However, the period has to be continuous. For example, if a teacher has 10 years in the system, but out of those 10 years has been out of the system for a year for probably study leave without pay or leave without pay, then that period for calculation of pension would not be 10 years. It would not qualify. So teachers need to be very mindful to ensure that their personal files, both at their schools, with themselves and with the Ministry of Education, clearly shows the period that they are employed so that they take advantage or, become eligible for the pension benefits that are afforded to teachers in the education system, provided they are employed by the Teaching Service Commission.
Thank you. And in terms of retirement, how many years does one must put in order to receive their retirement?
For retirement, it would be 15 years. So
okay.
At completion of 15 years, you qualify for a pension. However, the pension would not come into effect until you turn age 55. So you can be a young teacher entering the profession at age 20, and at age 35, you have 15 years. That is continuous, no break. You qualify for pension. You can resign at that time. And when you turn 55, you would qualify for a pension. So that would be the option that the teacher may have. Below 50, the teacher has to resign. At age 50, the teacher then can ask for early retirement or await age 55 to apply for the benefits. Currently, teachers' compulsory age of retirement is 60, but they can choose to leave at 55.
Okay, so prior to the new incentive from GOB, how were the pensions distributed?
Yes, pensions with government schools was distributed at 100%. Pension for grant-aided schools was 70%, an expectation that their managing authority or their proprietors would then be able to afford them the 30%. But you know that sometimes it's a challenge. So at this point, it is still 70% that they would receive from the government of Belize as part of the pension package if they are retiring at this point.
So starting in 2024, all 879 teachers, lecturers, and 175 non-teaching support staff at these institutions would receive 100% salary and full service benefits. In your opinion, what would be the economic implications of this incentive for the country?
Well, our team at the Ministry of Education, under my supervision, we looked at the cost that it implications for the government of Belize. And certainly at this point, I think, as reiterated by our Minister of Education, Culture, Science, and Technology, Honorable Francis Fonseca, it is time for our teachers to take advantage, or for our teachers to have that opportunity to also receive 100%. Now, salaries, benefits will be implemented September 1st, 2024. The position of whether they will be awarded 100% pension is still under discussion, which is, I am sure, for many of the institutions, a welcome opportunity because, we don't work any different than any other teacher that is at a government school. We provide the same service, and I believe that we should be receiving the same, benefits across the board. So it's a welcome opportunity for us to be able to continue to provide for our teachers in the education system. We have put together all the numbers, we have plugged those in, and we are in a position to be able to support that in the coming years.
Well, thank you, Ms. Gongora, for filling us in on that information. We do need to take a short break, but when we return, I want us to discuss the status of increments.